Okay, hello. I'm trying to get a jump on it. This is one of those days where I'm feeling super insecure for no apparent reason, but it happens. So instead of really stressing and trying to do anything perfect, I just have the notes and I'm going to go through them and trust that it's going to come out in some way sensible. I did notice this is the what is love? How do we love? The world tells us, we know what the world tells us is not good or right. So see if we can unlearn. And like I said, I'm really looking for help on how to love people in my situation where it's very difficult, where I'm very different. I don't talk the same. I don't think the same. Okay, so that's that. First thing I noticed, well, let's do, it's First Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 through 7. And when I read this, I was surprised. It didn't sound like I expected it to sound. Must be a translation. Okay, here it is. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not jealous. Love does not brag and is not arrogant. Does not act unbecomingly. It does not seek its own. It is not provoked. Does not take into account a wrong suffered. Does not rejoice in unrighteousness, but rejoices with the truth. Bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Okay, that's a whole bunch. That pretty well covers it. We got to figure out how to get some of that rubber on the road, right? Love never fails is the beginning of verse 8. Okay. First thing I noticed, and this was before even when I was thinking about it before, that a lot of it is what it's not, which I thought made sense because we are unlearning or trying not to let what the world tells us to be. So, where did they go? Oh, we'll just go through them. And the first thing I always think of when I think of these things is, I think the world today pretty much thinks if you're nice to somebody, that that's love. Let me look up real quick. Just curious. I'm going to look up the word nice in the dictionary. And I hope this comes out. I got the camera in a different angle. If it's completely upside down, it probably will be. What does nice? We'll put nice up against that definition that we just heard for love. Nice, generally pleasant. Should we be generally pleasant? Probably. Unless there's a reason not to be. But generally pleasant, put that up against what I just read and tell me if that covers it. No, it's a lie. And also it's not, another thing I think we think is like anything goes. Can't say anybody's wrong, can't confront anything. It's just goes along to get along. We would think that's loving because we're being generally pleasant and not disagreeing with anybody. Which led into being timid. That's definitely what I've been. Timid. With the go along to get along. I know something's wrong, but I don't have the guts to say it. And okay, then we get into not jealous, doesn't brag, not arrogant. Okay, we went through all that. And love is, okay, we had all the ises. Patient, kind. So that's the word. Kindness. We're supposed to be kind. It doesn't say be nice. Let's see what the dictionary says for kind. It's not won't be a Bible definition, but it'll still, sure it'll be very different. Gotta get the right kind of kind. Kind. A type or variety. Okay, that's not what we're looking for. Amiable, thoughtful, friendly, thinking of others. There it is. Okay, so that definition is not so much different than nice, but it absolutely is. We think when we're being nice, we think we're thinking of others, but no, we're thinking of ourselves because we're afraid to make waves. Well, I am, and I think a lot of other people are too. There are people out there that don't give a rip and will just say whatever, and depending on where you're coming from with that, that could be all right. Okay. So love is patient, kind, rejoices in the truth, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Now, it doesn't mean it just believes anything. That's going to be it believes all the stuff God says. It hopes in all the promises God gives. And it endures all things. Wow. Love is strong. It's the strongest thing in the universe, apart from God. It says He is love. And that strength is bold and meek, not timid. Meek, bold, and humble. So we're getting some words and some ideas here now of what it actually is. And we'll see how far we can get into actually getting any rubber to the road. This is a long one, so I'm going to hit my vape. And I got under the bold and the meek, I got it as another way of looking at it, is truth under control. Not truth in somebody's face, not looking to prove somebody wrong. Remember, we're being kind, we're thinking of them. We want to love them. We're not loving them for us. And I'm going to talk myself into understanding how to do this a little better for myself, but I absolutely still want to hear from you. Truth under control. Okay, and I was watching another video earlier, and I came up with the question, what is it? Oh, it reminds me. My problem here is people that are MF and F and sex jokes and lewd and crude constantly. I don't know how to interact with that, because everything coming out of their mouth, as far as I can tell, is wrong, and I can't join them. So that's where I'm at with this, really trying to understand what in the world is going on. How I know there's a way to do it. Okay, and then here's the question. What was it about Jesus that made the worst sinners listen to Him? Okay, now we're talking about them paying attention to me, which is not going to happen. I'm going to have to initiate this. Well, the first thing I think of when I think of that, why did they listen to them, was that the ancient Jews were not as bad as modern culture bad people that don't. It's a terrible. I mean, that. You know what I'm saying. I'm sorry if that's unnecessarily offensive, but you know what I'm saying. People that don't really. I'll leave it there. Okay, so that's, brain always goes back and forth. Well, and Jesus was Jesus, so there's that. But He also came to show us the way, so there's a way to see here. Okay, now I'm looking at how to love in an unloving world where nice is God, and that is hostile to the Bible. A lot of people would say they're not, but you start talking about what it says, and they're going to start feeling judged, and they're going to bite your head off, all the while saying that they believe in Jesus and that they believe the Bible. So this is just a complete confusing mess. Because most of the guys here will say that would claim God, AA, the God of your own understanding. It's basically they make it up as they go along in their imagination, and that works for AA. I mean, that's the goal in AA. So there you go. And then generally, because of our culture, they think of God, they think of Jesus. So a lot of them even go to church, but most churches aren't. Most churches are nice. 99%. I've been busting my hump for years trying to find one, and I mean, I'm certainly guilty of messing some of that up, but my wife will vouch for it. It was a nice club. Like a club where people join, not a club. Okay. Okay, so maybe that would be questions. I mean, you're all in the same world. Some suggestions. How do I, when I'm basically so offended and so turned off by the language and the crudeness and all the sex all the time, how do I engage with that without condoning? And I know this can't be well, you're wrong and shouldn't be doing that. The door's never going to open. If it does, it's going to get slammed in my face instantly. Okay, and I do know, I'm learning that I have to consciously do something different. I got to get an idea and just plot it out down the road, because I'm fighting natural inclinations that are wrong, that I do without even thinking. So they're there naturally. So I have to get another idea in my mind and concentrate on that. So maybe you can help me with that, just because I'm missing that first step. And I think I'm going to go back and listen to it at the beginning. I felt like I was talking to myself a little while at the beginning, so maybe there's something there for me if I get back to that. Okay, and also with that list of what it is and what it isn't, different people are going to be stronger in some areas and weaker in other areas. So I don't really know what my strength exactly or weakness would be, but surely somebody out there has the opposite, and hearing from you would absolutely help me. And I mean, I understand this from the beginning finally. I spent a lot of years trying to fit into this world, and I couldn't do it even trying. I don't know if that's because God's Spirit was in me, or if people just didn't take to me or like me, or both. But I tried to fit in, and I couldn't. And that's the final point here. We're not going to fit in. It's not going to be super smooth. We're going to get stared at like aliens. I'm going to get looked at. And like I said in an earlier video, I just try to just have a normal talk, a respectful, uncurse word talk with these guys sometimes. And they're just like a deer in the headlights. It doesn't even compute. It's really weird. It's kind of scary too. Okay, I think that might be it for now. Plenty for me to digest. We will call that good. So if any questions help too. Any thoughts? Hope you have a good idea of what I'm trying to do. Laid out the foundation of what the Bible says. And now I got to get that into working in the world. So I know this is a lot longer than usual. I hope it uploads. I've been having trouble with Wi-Fi. And I hope it comes out at a time when somebody's going to see it. I mean, I'll put out a nothing video. It'll get 200. And this one I spent time on. It'll be 4 people. So, Lord, if this is worth anything, please let people see it. And if there's any help out there for me, let them give it to me as you teach me. Love never fails. I'm getting ready to take a lot of chances. Hope you guys can help me. I hope you got something out of this, and that it worked. Thank you all for listening, those that did. See ya. Take a chance.